6, number Vav. I'm going to read it one more time. It's got a lot of complicated things in it, and be nice to look at it again. Number Vav says, Rabbi ZOHAR Sha'arich Kam V'tochen Devarav D'os Yud Ilo Hu Sod Avira. Now, so there's a concept that he's introducing here of using the word Ilo. It's a Yud Ilo, which means the most pneumistic Yud. And he says that the Yud itself is the secret of the concept of Avira. Why? Shebetoch Kruma de Avira, that's inside of this Kruma. Let's say the Yud that's inside of this Kruma de Avira. The Osius Avira, who sod Yud, who is really the words or Yud. Okay, I try to work with this. Meir Bo Shem Sag, and inside of that or Yud, and this I don't really understand, shines the name Sag Sheyesh Bo Gimel Yudin. This is a really, really far out idea. So once again, in the word Avira is the secret of the Os Yud, which is where we find it really inside of the Os Yud is the concept of Sag Sheyesh Bo Gimel Yudin. Sag has 3 Yudin. We call Yud Na'asa Shem Av Demilu Yudin. Now, I can't think logically why, he just told me a fact, that why Sag would lead us to Av, but maybe this is the Av Sag Da'ak. I don't know. Sheyesh B'cha B'Yudin, V'kol Yud Na'asa Shem Av Demilu Yudin. V'hu Sod Or. So he says that's the secret of the concept of light. Shel Bechinas or Imayim Rekia. Another phrase that I don't know if we've seen it before or if I really understand it. But he says or Mayim Rekia, that's a threefold stage. So it makes it sound like it's later he's going to say that it's let's say if he says it here. Rekia Shehuba Bechinas Mishko. So you have Mayim Rekia here with an or. This or that we're talking about, which is the concept of this Yud. Sheyesh B'cha B'Shem Av Demilu Yudin, he says that the Mishkal has within it the Av of Milu Yudin, Ein Sham Ba'orech, and there is some arichas on this. Let me see if I can get closer to it and get it working right. Let's see. Number Lamed Vav. Number Lamed Vav. Number log is when Ata makes us the Shana Bedilla Vizel the Vizel Lashon HaZohar Chai Sham V'Shorish or Yotzim Midas Elyon. So here once again we're using the word Elyon. There's a Penimis Dika Das there. What Das is that? Kumavur Betroshim. Shorish Rashis Hamshacha. This what we're really looking at. Is the first place that they could be revealed. This is what this has been talking about. The energy, the Ein Sof, I say, Shorsh, the roof, a Rashis Hamshacha of the flow. Ki Das Abba, so he says the Das Abba Nimshach Min Das Elyon. There's this thing called Das Elyon, so we say that the Das of Abba, okay, Das of Abba. Bereshis called Eloham Shachos, who Das Elyon, the Atik Yomim Resh Lodo Isyada, so the real Shorsh, where all this hamshacha comes from, this tiny place, or this very, very tiny place, is come from something called the Das Elyon, which actually is manifest. It comes from the Resha the Lo Isyada, and he says B'chashecha B'das hu gonis bein gulgolta de mocha umocha. So this Das in Eric Anpen is between the Gugolta, which is built out of Chesed, and the Muchas Timah, which is built out of Gevuros, or let's say, male-female, those two, V'hu Bechinas Muach, and it's in between them. So that's the concept of Das. V'hu Bechinas Muach Avira, and this is the concept of something called the Muach of the Avira, the Yosef al-Kruma, the Mucha, which is sitting on top of the Kruma de Vira, al Kruma the Mucha Kruma Ilod is Dakek Vasasim. So back to that phrase again. But at any rate, this Kruma Davira, let me just get back once more time. It's in that place between the Kulgalta and the Mochel Stimal. It's the Muach, which is the Panemius of the Avira. The Yasab al Kruma, this Avira, which sits on the Kruma, the Mucha Kruma, Elod is Dakik Vasasan. So maybe it means that it is related to the original Kruma. There's a Kruma that we talked about previously that had to do with that was an attachment, like a membrane that's attached to the skull. That may be the very top part. And then it has a lower part, which is this Dakech and V'sasim. V'shem Avir is the sod of the word or Yud, or Kadmua. That's the light of the Yud. That's the idea of, it's a light with the Yud in it, makes this Avir, this Avira that we're talking about. Kruma Devira, I'm not sure. Shuhu Bechinas or Av the Yudin, and it's the aspect of the or Av the Yudin. V'na'aset Sinoras V'kelim V'nimi HaKinor, Shehem Sa'aras the Dikna, Shehem Shlosha Av. He says that this is there are three Avs that make up the beard of Eric Anpen, and then he said, which is the sod of the concept of Ryo. 3 times 72 makes 216. The Kleb. Now here's another phrase. It's the Ryo, which I understood here he means the juice, and the Kli, which is the tzinor, or the hair itself. Let me just read it again. It has so many different twists here. So one again, V'na'asat Sinuras HaKelim. So this 72s, 3 of them, make the concept of like, it's like he says, thinking of Rabbi Memran and his string theory when he's talking about the physics of it. He says it's like a harp. These are sa'aras de dikna. Maybe they vibrate. Maybe that's what he meant. Shehem Shlosha Av, and he says it again. So the Ryo of the Kli, it's the Ryo and the Kli that surrounds it. Nimshek Mikruma des Dakech. All of this comes out, this Ryo comes out, is digested, and comes out through this Kruma des Dakech. B'dash and b'vur b'drash birchos kahanim b'kol baroma. He says what? Skip that. He says, let's see what I got. Asher or chesed atik, that the light of the chesed of chesed atik is in the Gugolta, the arich, and it winds up being nigla beped arich. Then he says a mucha avira, so the mucha avira is the kruma. That's a kruma, he says, covers up the bottom. And that is a shem sag. Now, he goes and he's going to say this again. Once again, the kruma devira is the concept of sag. Sag goes with bina. Let's say he goes with bina. So he says it goes with bina, but inside of that is, which is, he shows it to us, yud ke vav ke, with the milui of aleph and the vav. Shlosha Yudin, there are actually 3 Yudin in that, which we said up above. Umehem Naasa Shlosha Shemos, and it makes from those, each one of those Yuds, and he says they make, Naasim Shlosha Shemos, like this. Each one of them expands into a, I guess that's what it means, that in other words, the potential for this is within them. They're all 72s, the 3 of them, the dikna. They make the beard. Saras, Vitsinuros, hairs, and channels. Now he said this concept of which is, once again, the kli that holds the Ryo. My explanation. Chodesh, where he says Yud Elod is Ater, who Kruma Elod. The upper Yud is associated with the Kruma, the upper, or the Penimus Dika Kruma. Shemashem Sag Mikol, and he says it again, that the name is Sag, Mikol Os Yud, so he says that every one of the Yudin in the name Sag, Yotze Shem of Shem Av, the Yudin, it comes out. So each one of the Yudin expands. Again, this is like, I always thought that the milui was a secondary stage, because you have the male, so you have the pashut, the male, and the male. I consider that to be like a further generation, in other words, more physical. Over here, he's saying something different. I think he's saying that inside of this sag are three yuds. So you keep going deeper and deeper. This yud is the subject of our conversation. And he said, but in each one of them has I have to use this word DNA, it is the DNA somehow of the name Av. Now that means the Av is inside of the Yud. That's why I hear it. Bechinas or Mishkal, and it's a concept of the light of balance of the Yudin. Now I don't know if I'm reading this right, or is the concept of of that which goes on the balance scale is the Av the Yudin. Nimshach min das the resh the lo isyada, and that's where it comes from. Hamisgala b'muach avira karuma, that das of which is part of the resh the lo isyada, we really don't know what it is 100%. The lo isyada hamisgala b'muach avira, which is revealed in the muach avira. Kruma is dakech, and he says, what is the muach avira? It's a kruma that is dakech. So we saying that. Say the Chadavarim before the Yud Kei Vav Yaakov al Tlas Reishim Eloyin. So you see how that the three parts of the concept of the Das Elyon. Let me see. It's a Das. Let me see. Read it again. Say the Chadavarim before is the letters Yud Kei and Vav al Tlas Reishim Eloyin could be manifest there. Os Yud al Muach Avira, the Os Yud goes to the Muach Avira, Mishkal, or, so Avira, Mishkal, or balance of light. Nimshach Misod Das Elyon Deresh Lo Isyada, which comes out of there. Hameir Avira, which shines into into the or, which makes Avira, or maybe it's already there, or Yud Avira Kiyudua. So they put the Yud in the or Yud is Avira. So the light, which is a light, which is a shining of the Yud, once again, Avira or Yud, Yoyer, Avir Kiyudua makes the word Avir. Hey hu Muchas Dimo, that's going to refer to the Muchas Dimo. Hanigdid b'chotin, which ultimately is going to be revealed in the chotin of Herakanpin. And Mefarish Vav al Gulgolta, the Vav refers to the Golta. Chesed da'atik hivartos. Now, this is another phrase that I haven't quite seen. Does he mean to say that, I think it has to translate, da'atik hivarto, the white atik. Kesed darich, which is the keser of a rich, or the keser darich. I'm not sure if Ayin Sham, Arichos Gedola, there's a lot to be said about that. I just want to go into it again. So that's what I did, and we'll finish it up the next time. Now I'm going to